What's poppin', y'all? This is your DJ Brian and you're listening to TBS efm, and we're again coming to you live from the dungeon once again. Now, this place is kind of growing on me. I know I've been telling you it's kind of dark down here, no windows and sad, but you know, there are places that even if you don't like, if you've been around it for a long time, you get used to it and it kind of grows on you. You know, it's like your first car or, you know, a pair of shoes that you've had for a long time that you just don't want to throw away. I mean, I have a few of those too. I mean, there's pairs of shoes where I just get sick of and I hand them over to my friends, you know, give them as hand-me-downs. But then there's something you just don't want to give up. You want to hold on to because you're so used to it. Even if it's old and grimy, just like this room. It's not old and grimy, but I mean, there's no windows. And actually, I'd rather be here than, you know, in a pit of fire or a humid place with burning fire on my feet. You know, there's so many better places to be, but at the same time, there's so many places I'd rather not be and rather be here. So I'm very grateful and thankful I could be here in the studio in the dungeon for you guys right now. Now, with that said, we have to start off with the first song of the day. The first song of the day, it's about breakups. Now, key word in this song, or the word of the day on this song, is not in the title, but think about the song, listen to it, and try to guess which word it could be. It's not in the title, so if you know it, tweet us, alrighty? So the first song is Boys to Men with End of the Road. Welcome back to What's Poppin' with Brian Ju. We're on TBS efm 101.3 in Seoul and surrounding areas, and GFN 98.7 in Gwangju and 93.7 in Yeosu. Now, there's a few ways you can contact us. Right now, we're not live, so you can't call the studio because there's no one here to answer the phone. But you can send us a text at #1013 for a charge of 51, or send us a tweet at EFM Poppin, or send us an email at efmpoppin@gmail.com. Also, quick reminder, if you want to join us for our open studio that airs every Friday, it's going to be recorded every Wednesdays at 11 a.m. So if you want to be a part of that, please send us an email to efmpoppin@gmail.com with your name, telephone number, and which day you want to come. Maybe it's not this Wednesday, maybe it's another Wednesday, but let us know in advance and we'll get you all set up and, you know, reserve you a seat so you can be comfortable when you get here. Now it's time for the word of the day. Now, what were you guys thinking? Because it gets confusing. You hear the song, you're like, what could it be? It's not in the title. Well, today's word up is actually time. Now, why did we choose this song? And why did we choose this word? Because think about it. It's perfect for the song. Because why do you think they broke up in the song? It wasn't because they had a messy breakup. They fought, you know, no domestic abuse. Actually, they broke up because time went by and the girl decided to break it off. And that happens sometimes. So what kinds of songs does the word time remind you of, you know? Well, actually, we can't get any calls, like I said, because we're not live. But there are, you know, many ways you can play this one off. You can tweet us and email us as well. And this next song, you know, we want to play for you guys is an old school song. And when you say it's old school, it's like that song is from way back when, back in time. And it's perfect because this is Huey Lewis and the News. It's actually from the Back to the Future movie main theme. So if you guys love this movie just like I do, you're going to love this song. This is Huey Lewis and the News with Back in Time. That was Huey Lewis and the News with Back in Time. Now, it's Thursday, so that means Eugene will be here in the studio for Poppin' News. And he talks about, you know, trifling people, crazy inventions, and some weird stuff. And the weird thing and all the odd things about this is it's all true. You might listen to it and be like, this is all bull donkey, but it's not. It's all true. So if you want to find out what happens for that, you got to stick around for the second half of our show. And now we're going to go into the next song. And you know what? Sometimes there's just some songs that are so catchy that it takes a larger than life feeling than the group singing it itself. And I think this is the one case where we can say that. It's a cover of a popular song by Ingrid called One More Time. And this is the Korean version sung by a girl group called Jewelry. And Jewelry is an interesting group because they've been around for a long time. But the current 4 members of the group were not part of the group when they started. Yes, the original members, actually, the main, I guess, the front runners, are all doing their own things. You know, they're into acting. One does her solo stuff. She does judging on TV shows, music variety shows. One's been on, you know, some fashion shows. And Baby J also, right now she's in Jewelry, but before even her, there's another member. So, I mean, I think Jewelry's a very unique group where every member slowly changes one by one. So, like I said before, we're talking about, you know, the authenticity in a group a long time ago. But this group is kind of hard to say authentic because it keeps changing. We don't know what jewelry look like in a year or two. It might be guys involved. We never know. But right now, I'm going to play a song for you guys from the group Jewelry, which was originally by Ingrid. So check this out. This is Jewelry with One More Time. That was Jewelry with One More Time. And now the last song of the first half of our show is from a great artist who I look up to since I was a child. And he's no longer with us, but this is in memory of him. This is Michael Jackson with Remember the Time. You're listening to TBS efm. What's Poppin'? We'll take a listen to a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to What's Poppin', and it's time for Paparazzi. All I gotta say is, we got some gossip for your mama here. It's about love. Of course, spring is here, which means love is in the air. And that's right. A few days ago, former HOT member Tony An has found his love, but the love that he's found is actually a lot younger. I'm not just like 2 or 3 years younger. I mean, a lot younger. He's now started dating Hetty from Girls' Day, who's been a big fan of mine as well growing up. So, I mean, I love her. She's a sweet kid, but I didn't know they were dating. When I found out, I was shocked too. And as of right now, her age that I know of this year, she's going to be turning 20. That's Korean age. So that means she hasn't even reached her birthday. So she's only 18 Western age in the States. Wow. And Tony, he's actually 20 years old as well. If this was 1997, no. Tony An is actually 36 Korean age. So if you do the math, Western age, you can choose Western age or U.S. age or Korean age, whatnot. They're actually 16 years apart. 16 years apart. For me, the age gap isn't a huge thing because we have like Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher who are like 20 years apart. But the fact that Hetty was, 17 or 18 right now, and she's dating Tony, she's kind of young. She's not even 20. She's in her teens. Whoa, that's kind of scary. Anyways, well, we have actually evidence as well to prove that this is true because investigative reporters at Sports Soul, they've been following them for a few months now, and they even have pictures of them. You know, they spotted them going on their little dates in their cars, and people have spotted them as well. But you know what? The one thing that bothers me about this thing is I know the paparazzi have been taking pictures and stuff, but you got to understand that celebrities are people too. If these two choose to date, let them go on a date. Don't take pictures of their private life just because they're in a coffee shop and just because they're 16 years apart doesn't mean anything. You know, they have their private life. And I'm pretty sure Tony's been lonely for a long time, and he's been going through a lot of rough times, you know. So please, just leave them alone. If they're dating, let them date. If they break up, they'll break up. So all you haters out there, don't hate on them. Like we said yesterday, played a song for you guys yesterday. Don't hate the player, hate the game. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Anyways, I want to wish them a great, great future. And by doing that, what can we listen to right now other than HOT's We Are the Future? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brian G for Poppin News with Eugene Wong.
Roll a D6, roll a D6, na 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 na.
Yes, as you know, yesterday we played a song for you guys called Roll a D6. It's about the Dungeons & Dragons board game.
It is not a board game. It's a role-playing game.
But it's like on a board.
You don't have to have a board. Basically, like, for those of you who haven't played Dungeons & Dragons, it's like you play a character in this fantasy world. And let's say your character is going up against the dragon. You say, I want to stab the dragon. And then the game master, which is another guy who's running the game, says, roll the dice. And then you roll it. And if you get high enough, it's, you stabbed the dragon in the heart. If you fail, you said, your knife breaks.
Totally not winning me over.
It's fun, trust me. I go to the army base on the weekends to play.
No, I've seen those people in the food court area.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm always eating my taco or something. Yeah. Not now, of course, but back last summer, I was watching these kids, and they're like 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah. And
they had the Dungeons & Dragons box. They're playing these games. I'm sitting there like, why?
Why not?
I mean, do it at home. Why do you have to do it in public?
Well, see, the thing is, I guess since we're in Korea, it's kind of hard to get people into your house because maybe we have smaller houses and stuff, so... The food court is just the best place. And also you get the free refills at the soda machine. So
that's why. I knew something was involved there. You guys are there for the free beverages.
Of course.
Okay. And also the snacks there were great, too, because you got your little snack corner, you got your chips, you got your dips, candy.
And then we don't have to clean up after ourselves. So
that is true. So you can be kids and messy.
Exactly.
Wow.
And of course,
you were probably one of the people I saw.
Last summer, maybe not.
Not?
Maybe I don't remember. But the thing is, like, it is very nerdy, and it's not for everyone. So you have to.
Well, I know where to go if I want to get my nerd on.
Okay. All right. Thank
But
you,
right now
Mark.
we're here for Poppin' News. So what's the Poppin' trifling crazy news you got for us
All
today?
right, first one. This might not sound like a strange story at first. Okay, so there's a woman in which state?
Florida, I'm
of course.
assuming.
Yes. Age 27. She
Okay.
was arrested for drunk driving in 2010, and they took a mugshot of her. And I guess last week that mugshot was released on the internet.
Okay.
So, a mugshot is when you get arrested, they take the picture of you so they can identify you in the future if there's a future arrest. Well, this mugshot went viral on Reddit. And then she started to get tons and tons of marriage proposals through social media sites. So there were some captions that some men wrote. They said, guilty of taking my breath away and arrested for breaking and entering your heart. Oh.
Wow.
And then there were other people that said, asking her if she was a model. One guy from Ireland wrote, come to Ireland and I'll put you up for a while and you can work in my friend's pub while you find your feet and you can look up your family history. And then, I guess the person in Ireland wanted her to come and marry him and he would take care of her and everything. Another one said, I hope if you have a man, he takes care of you and showers you with love and tenderness. If we were together, you would need for nothing. Wow. So I guess she's really, really beautiful, right? Because that would prompt these people who don't know her to say they want to marry her.
Look up her picture later.
Yeah, she's not bad looking. She's not bad looking. But one thing that she said is, I don't understand what all the hype is about. That arrest was in 2010, and that pic is terrible, honestly. So she's even better than the picture. That's pretty amazing,
Actually, earlier when you're doing the captions,
the
Cornell captions, two songs came to mind.
Oh, yeah?
Well, guilty of taking my breath away. What do you think of?
Take
Guilty,
my breath away.
Guilty of taking my breath away. And the second was, arrested for breaking and entering your heart with my heart.
Backstreet Boys, nice.
There you go.
That is very good. Okay, so
Thank you very much.
Good for this woman. I hope she is not getting arrested.
But don't
for
you think it's
drinking
weird
and
that you
driving.
get proposed to just because of your mugshot? And
Yeah, that is really weird, and I just gotta wonder, those guys must be really lonely.
very lonely because they don't even know how her personality, if she's cuckoo, if she's normal.
Yeah, but I think, the guy who came up with guilty of something or other and I broke into your heart, I think he's just playing around. He's not really,
But these other
proposing to her.
dudes?
The other guys that said, I really want you to marry me, that's kind of
You can't marry somebody you just saw a picture of.
I know,
That's
right?
weird.
If you don't know them at all, you really shouldn't do that.
Exactly.
It's kind of creepy, actually. All right, the next story comes out of the Democratic People's Republic. It's the Democratic Republic. No, what is it? DPRK.
Just say North Korea.
Democratic People's Republic of Korea, right?
North Korea, yes.
North Korea, yes. So there were some pictures taken on the border of China and North Korea, where this is near Sinwiju, which is a region that is near the Chinese border. They took pictures of North Korean soldiers, women soldiers, and they were patrolling the forests wearing high heels.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's pretty, amazing.
They know how to be in fashion while they work.
But I think this is kind of not fair because if you look at the men, in the North Korean men, they just wear typical army boots, right? And
men don't want to wear high heels.
Okay, but how can you make the women patrol the forest in high heels? Like that would be bad as a soldier. You could easily run away from one of them, right?
That is true.
And then they could
Maybe
also
they
have
chose
ankle
to wear
problems.
them? I don't know.
Well, if they chose to wear them, there would have to be a reason for that. Like they were expecting to get their photos taken that day.
Maybe they were going to plan on patrolling outside and want to do like selka.
With what? Do they have cell phones? I don't think so.
You never know.
Some people were speculating when they took this picture. This is actually from the website called NewYorkMagazine.com. So it was a fashion article or something. So actually, they were speculating that maybe they got these as bribes because when people cross the border, they always bribe the soldiers. So maybe somebody bought some high heels and said, "Hey, I'll give you these high heels if you let me cross the border." And maybe they're like, "Oh, cool, high heels."
The same exact high heels, though, for each woman?
Well, the one in the center had a different kind, actually. And then also this New York Magazine, they analyzed the picture, and they said the angle of the shoe, they had platforms under the toes, which means the angle isn't so drastic. So, yeah, it does make the women look taller, but it's not as bad as if they're wearing, like, stilettos or anything. So... Still, they thought it was not good that they were having to wear the high heels, especially if they're doing army duty. And if they were in combat, can you imagine that? What are they going to do? Take off the shoe and throw it?
Maybe the heel has a bomb in there.
That could be. Maybe like a grenade or a knife or something, yeah.
So you got to think about it. They're like probably like 007, North Korean style. You never know.
Okay,
MacGyver.
Maybe. But that would be a very obvious place to put something, I suppose.
It's true.
One thing that I liked about this article, though, it said there are five jobs that require physical feats in high heels.
Okay.
Those are exotic dancer, model, North Korean soldier, and Beyonce.
What? Where are you getting this from?
And Psy.
Where are you getting this from? Wait, Psy wore high heels?
When he did his Science thing.
He actually wore heels.
Yes.
Okay.
And speaking of heels, I think we have a good song for you from Nancy Sinatra. This song is These Boots Are Made for Walking.
That was These Boots Are Made for Walking by Nancy Sinatra. And right now we're talking about some crazy news. We just talked about high heels in North Korea. And
Yes.
what news do you have for us now?
Well, another one from the fashion department. This is from the website Oddity Central. And you know the company Hermes, right?
Yes, Hermes.
Hermes, yes. They
Yes.
make lots of high-priced luxury goods, I
Yes.
suppose. And good for men and for women, I suppose, right?
Yes, but more for women. There's
More for women?
Yeah, accessories for women.
I don't know. I was never into the luxury stuff. I mean, I didn't know what...
This brand is ridiculously expensive. I bought a
Yeah.
wallet only because I had gift certificates from the store.
Right.
The wallet cost me $2,900 for the cheapest one.
Why?
$2,900 for a small wallet.
I would buy a new scooter for that.
I know.
That is amazing.
And girls' bags go to like $30,000 from this company.
Wow. Well, you
Yes.
know, I actually never even knew who Louis Vuitton was before I moved to Korea. To tell you the
Oh, that's
truth.
my boy.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Is your homies. You
Louis
kick it
V.
in your free time?
I call him Louis V.
Okay. All right.
I wish.
No, I don't know, like, all that stuff, Gucci and everything, I never had any interest in that. Like, when I was a kid, the brands that we
Nobody
idolized,
cared about that stuff. I was at TJ Maxx or Walmart.
Definitely. And I was
Yes.
like hungering for like some Nike Air Pegasuses, which were the cheapest Nike Airs.
Yes.
I remember that. And so I was never interested in this kind of stuff. But this is interesting though, because they have started to make clothing out of crocodile skin.
Okay.
And you know, have you ever seen any of the crocodile skin stuff before, like handbags or
Bags,
something?
wallets, that's about it.
Right, but if you were to wear a T-shirt, do you think that would be comfortable?
No, because it's like rough leather and it's going to be hot.
Yeah, it is rough leather, but they are making this out of something called crocodile chiffon, where I guess they split the leather so that it's thin enough.
Crocodile chiffon collection. Okay.
Yeah, so it will be comfortable because it'll be the soft leather, you know?
But what I don't get is it's leather, right?
Yeah.
And what do people do in the summer? They sweat. You're not supposed to get leather wet.
That's true, but I think that there's some kind of way that they cut the leather. Like, they split it so it's
more
razor
waterproof?
thin, you know?
But
And
no,
then-
I'm just saying you're not supposed to get leather wet. It'll damage the leather.
That is true. I guess you have to wear an undershirt underneath it, I suppose. But that's not the craziest thing about this. The craziest thing about this is the price. Now, without looking at the price on the paper there, how much do you think would be the maximum price that people would pay for this?
All right, leather,
Yeah.
crocodile skin, a few $100.
A few $100.
Maybe at the most, maybe 1,000.
Now consider that it's it's Hermes.
Well, since I know the name brand, it's got to be above $50,000.
Okay, well, it is $91,500.
Now, why would you buy that shirt? I could buy a nice sports car.
You know, if you could go to a small town and buy 3 houses for that much.
Exactly. I could buy a
that is crazy.
townhouse in Jersey.
Yeah, you could pay for the 보증금 in your house here for
You know what
that
it is?
much.
It's for those ridiculously really rich people who are bored with money.
I know, like you have that much money, you don't know what to do with it. You're like, you know what? I want to set myself aside from everybody else by wearing this crocodile shirt because no one else is going to have that.
No, what you do with $91,500 that you have left over, you give it to charity then.
Yeah, seriously. I
People
mean,
who
don't
need
give
that
it to
money.
Hermes. They don't need it.
Yes.
Obviously. You know, they're getting their money, getting, $3,000 from Brian Ju for his wallet, so they don't need you.
I didn't pay for it. I had gift certificates.
Okay.
Gosh!
Okay, the thing is, though, that this is not the most expensive item in the store, actually. Like, this is the one that they actually took a picture of the price tag, and the price tag is like, is this an error? No, this is how much it actually is. They have a whole range of crocodile chiffon shirts, the most expensive being $120,000.
Oh my gosh.
And, some people can actually walk in with their credit card and buy that. That's just crazy. Who has that kind of money?
That is true.
Yeah. Of course, some people that were very incensed by this include PETA. You might remember, people for the ethical treatment of animals. They said, the only thing that is ridiculous about this is that the price, we don't really care about that. But the most ridiculous thing is you have to club the crocodile to death.
Oh, man.
Which that's kind of is terrible.
That's rude.
So I would advise people, be kind to animals. Don't spend this kind of money on shirts.
Exactly, because you can't take it with you anyway.
So many things. Yes, you cannot take it with you, and that is the next song.
Yes, and the final song, of course, of the hour.
Yeah, so this is the Alan Parsons Project with Can't Take It With You.
All right, this is Brian Ju and
Eugene Huang.
Signing off. Peace.